So coming off that road trip where you guys made 72 threes, it was maybe a little bit of a, coming down for the offense, but how impressed were you with the way the defense kind of carried you guys for the first, it felt like 3 quarters, and the rebounding, and even when maybe shots weren't falling consistently across the board like they had been the last few games?
Yeah, that's the great thing about our team. That's what makes us so good is that we have a great defensive mindset while also being able to have an explosive, dynamic offense as well. And so the defensive effort by everybody tonight was really good. I thought that the intentionality and the purpose behind a lot of our defensive possessions were great. It's those handful of you let Scoot Henderson drive at the end of the second quarter and get a layup, and running certain guys off the line that I want us to continue to just be a little bit more locked in on. But for the most part, I thought our coverage execution was really good. Getting out to contest to guys, holding them to 11 offensive rebounds, knowing how much they rely on those second chance points. And I thought that the 20 offensive rebounds were a testament to where our competitive spirit were tonight, trying to just win every possession and try to gain extra possessions.
So a few games in a row now with kind of your full team together. Talk about what it's like fine-tuning those lineups, whether it's LaMelo and Khan, Kobe and Brandon, as you kind of try and figure out what's the best way to move forward.
Yeah, it's always great to have, a fully healthy team. I think that we have great depth right now, and I've been trying to sprinkle in, how do those different lineups look, and we're going to continue to evaluate it and kind of the game tells you where you need to go a lot of times, but then we also have some intentionality about trying to get some different combinations out there. So so far so good. I think I've liked a lot of the communication and the competitiveness and the togetherness. Kobe has fit in seamlessly. I think having Grant anchor that backup group or reserves, his communication is so good, and Ryan continues to play great for us. So anyway, a lot of great options, and we'll keep kind of messing with it. That was a lot of words to answer that question.
Over the last couple months, how comfortable have you guys become in terms of holding on to a lead and controlling a game and learning how to be the ones in the driver's seat of a game?
Yeah, playing with leads is something that we've gotten a lot better at. I think it helps. Obviously, our personnel being so talented on the offensive end, we understand what sets we want to get to. I think that the execution continues to get better, and when you have so many different options to go to, it helps. Sometimes even just your simplest of sets, but putting people in certain spots helps. And then defensively, again, they all just understand the importance of how important it is to get stops. And if you want to have a lead, it's going to be your defensive intensity, continue to kind of move the scoreboard forward. And so taking good shots, understanding time and scoring, as fast as we want to play, if you're up 10 or so, you don't need to rush down if you don't have an easy lob or layup. And so I think that our guys are just understanding that, and then understanding the importance of defensive stops come into game.
Starting lineup, I believe, is 18-2 together. They're one of the highest net ratings in basketball. You have 2 4-games or longer winning streaks for the first time since the 2021 season, and one of them being the longest in decades. You can hear the crowd here every time something happens. They're extremely loud. It's louder than some playoff arenas that I've been inside. Can I ask, what does this mean to you?
It's very exciting. I love that you asked me that question too, because I've been wanting to actually give a shout out to the crowd, and I feel like last time we were here we lost the Houston game and the Cleveland game, so I didn't get to it. But even the beginning of the game, like you just said, you can feel it in the intros. As soon as they kind of announce our starters, the crowd starts to get buzzing a little bit. The energy is increasing, and so I'm really I'm proud of our guys for how they're making this a product that's easy to cheer for and root for, and also just making the fans, I think, proud to want to rally behind this group. And so we appreciate it. Like you said, we can feel it, and the energy at home has really given us a boost.
You just described Kobe's transition as seamless. Why do you think that's been the case?
Because he embodies a lot of what we're about anyway. Between the competitive spirit and wanting to have a togetherness on and off the court, he embodies that. I think that we see his competitiveness on both ends of the floor. The togetherness, we didn't even run a play correctly tonight, and he immediately went over to grab a guy, and he does it in the most professional way. When he's on the bench, he's engaged, being a vocal leader. He's been through a lot of experiences, and so I think our guys I know our guys respect him as a player, but also as a professional and what he's been able to achieve so far. And so he's been able to hit the ground running for us, and we love it. And so, like, excited for him to continue to just find his footing, find his places.
I wonder if you could talk a little bit more, Charles, about winning when you're not hitting 25 threes and whether it's going that well offensively or not. That's the sign of a good team, right?
Sign of a good team shows a sign of like maturity, to not be so dependent on making shots. We talk a ton about what you can control, and so what we can control is our shot quality, making sure we're getting a good shot. But that make or miss, once it leaves your hands, who knows? But I do think that they understand that we can't live and die with every shot or every miss or every make or whatever it is. We have to move on to the next play. So between a great next play mentality, between controlling the controllables, our guys have shown great maturity to understand whatever the game is calling for, they're trying to impact winning as much as possible.
LaMelo Ball is on pace to play the second most games of his career, but can you talk about like the late game availability for him? You've seen kind of maybe the frustration fouls taken out of his game and being able to be available, fouling out a lot less. We talk about that growth from him so far.
Yeah, part of not being in foul trouble, he's just moving his feet more, moving his feet better. I think a testament to him and his off-season work, our performance staff. He looks like he's just moving great on both ends of the floor. And so to be able to, again, slide and move and get to multiple efforts is huge. And then I think to have the burst that he still has late game, to be able to get to the rim, to still be able to play pick and roll, to still play through Kamara's physicality or whoever's physicality it is, just shows, I think, all the work that he put in this offseason. So I'm really happy and proud with the progress he's made.